Howdy, y'all. I am Adam the Renaissance Nerd. And just because Amazon's Wheel of Time aired its season finale last Friday doesn't mean the news stopped, doesn't mean I'm not going to cover what's going on. Yesterday on this channel, on my Sunday show, The Round Table, had a bunch of fantastic guests. We dissected this season. We did an autopsy, and we deemed it dead on arrival before episode 1 even finished airing. Go check it out. It's almost 5 hours long, so grab a drink and some chips and some snacks. Enjoy yourself. We sure did, and so did our audience. But Rafe Judkins, the supervillain behind this abomination, already reveals that if you were hoping that there was anything to be salvaged going into season 2, I'm afraid there isn't. It's got to look at the man's words, got to look at the way he's talking. Now, here we are at Sci-Fi Wire. Ugh. I stopped going to this place years ago because it is one of the worst shill sites, but in a quick little lap around the internet, gave me a clue about something to talk about today. Linked me over. We're going to go there in a second to Rafe's interview at Entertainment Weekly, but we're going to start here because there's a direct quote. That just shows you. They never, even when starting this, never even had an idea of what they were dealing with and how to deal with it. Wheel of Time boss teases major deaths, 50-plus episode master plan. There's your problem right away. Thinking that you were going to cover Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time in 50 to 60 episodes. No, you were never going to. If that was your master plan, you never had an understanding of the breadth and the scope of the world he built to begin with. You just didn't. We realized they're destined to fail, perhaps. Failing now? Oh, yeah. Major deaths, though. That's what we're going to focus on here. Major deaths. From this, he goes, even if we're lucky enough to go as long as we can possibly go, that's still only going to be 50 or 60 episodes of television. We're trying to be as precise about that as we can. So we had done a lot of breaking for season 2 before we finished season 1.
It's a trap!
You already broke the story with the liberties you've taken. Your adaptation of Eye of the World was abominable. It was Wheel in Time in name only. Characters in name only. You broke the lore. You showed over and over again, and we showed it yesterday in the stream, in the autopsy. You and your retarded writer's room have a failure to grasp the actual lore, which leads me and many others to believe you never actually read the books, despite your claims that you have. You read wikis and wikias. That's what you did. All right. When asked about the death of Loial, or possible death, because he isn't dead, he said he's alive and we're shooting in Prague. Just don't get too attached to anyone because, like Game of Thrones, major fatalities are on the way. And here, this shows you, this is your first red flag that it ain't going to get better in season 2. I wanted people to be a little on their toes because real deaths are coming for characters that don't die in the books. Well, there you go. He admits you're going to kill off characters that shouldn't die. And if characters that shouldn't die, you're ruining the overall plot's story progression, the growth, the development of a lot of the main characters, because certain characters must persist, must be alive in order to have key moments to help certain main characters grow. Then again, characters we have in Amazon's Wheel of Time, Rafe Judkins' Wheel of Time, aren't the characters from Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time anyway. So, I mean, he's already destroyed Matt's story. We're going to jump to that. You know what? Now, let's finish reading this. Then we're going to jump to the next point, which again shows you they do not grasp the characters, the story, the lore, which means where we're going is going to get even worse. We have to kill people because we can't hold 2,000 series regulars throughout multiple seasons. All 2,000 plus characters of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time are not constantly there. They're not. That just shows you the stupidity. They just grabbed the number of how many characters Robert Jordan created. And he created a lot. If it's one thing Robert Jordan did, he created a lot of characters. A lot. Even more than I've created in my lifetime or planned to create. I mean, that's a lot of characters. And all individual, all unique. That's why we respect Robert Jordan as the creator he was. He was able to do something like that. But to show you, it shows you they don't understand that if you remove even one critical character, you start to damage the weave. See what I did there? Start to damage it. We already saw that with Matt. Judkins and his crew do not understand what they have done to Matt. When asked about Matt going off on his own, I think Matt is the character who most clearly struggles with the darker elements of himself. Season 2 for all our characters will be about peeling back the surface, trying to understand what the balance between dark and light they're all trying to find within themselves. There you go. We talked about this yesterday. Robert Jordan his characters are not struggling with their inner darkness versus inner light. Matt never struggled with Matt's story is not about a battle between inner darkness and inner light. It's a story about getting swept up in events. It's a story about making choices to either be selfish or altruistic. About trying, in Matt's case especially, to try to get the hell out of the way of everything. And to an extent, trying to run away from your destiny, because Matt does have a destiny because of the events at the end of the Great Hunt. He is linked to the last battle. Matt's battle is most clear and obvious. What I think lets us put him in an interesting place season 2, where we can also hit on more of his lightness. What lightness? You haven't shown any of his lightness. The Matt you created was a scumbag, a skis, a loser, a dour, angry son of a bitch. You destroyed his family. You destroyed his arc. You ripped it apart. So that's kind of the point where we're going with this. What can we possibly expect in season 2 that will resemble Matcham Cawthon from Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time? Nothing. He's not connected to the Dagger storyline anymore. We've theorized yesterday about maybe how they might do it, but he's not really connected because Moiraine whooshed the darkness out of him from the Dagger. Whereas in the books, it took many sisters, plus the Emerald Seat, and a few Sa'angreal to boot to separate him from the Dagger. Not just, I sucked it out of him. So they don't understand these characters. And to claim here, looking ahead to season 2, we have Rand faking his death and going off on his own, while Moiraine loses her connection to the One Power. How will these events impact the next season? Fans of the books are outraged. We don't talk about the stands because they suffer from cognitive dissonance. And they're the same ones on Twitter begging and pleading for people to put fake reviews up to make it look like the show is successful. When in fact, people like myself, people like the gentleman that joined me yesterday, and the thousands of people that are watching our videos, because yes, between all of us, thousands of people are watching our videos. And they are seeing the truth. Look at the ratios. The like to dislike ratios are in our favor on all those videos. The stands and the SJWs can all they want, but the people see the truth. And the truth is, this show is not for fans of the books. It is for stands who are broken in their brains, for SJWs who need their diversity and inclusion. And it's to get backpats and virtue signaling from Twitter. That's what it's about. And it's about their agenda. Article I went over yesterday on the show. It's all about agenda. They only care, everybody involved only cares about diversity, inclusion. They don't care about the characters they've been entrusted with. They don't care about the lore and the source material. They care about the SJW, left-wing, progressive, Marxist, woke, intersectional, virtue signaling, identity politics agenda. That's all they care about. They do not care about telling Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. Otherwise, you wouldn't have destroyed the first season the way you did. Fans of the books will see that some characters are diving more into their book 2 story from season 2, and then more into the others are diving into their book 3 story. So chopping it all up, moving it around on the table, and cramming pieces together that don't fit for the sake of salvaging the narrative corners that they've painted themselves into. Also, while pushing agenda. We have to tell stories so efficiently on the show because we're trying to do 17,000 pages. Well, you know what? Maybe if you'd negotiated with Amazon better, maybe if we had a better showrunner who actually did care about the books, you would have negotiated for longer seasons and therefore told one season per book. Or in some cases, maybe a couple books later on can be squinched together to fill one season. That can be done. That's been known to be done in series that adapt books. Check out The Last Kingdom, which does a good adaptation of a story and crunches 2 books into a season. They do a good job of it, but they respect the source material and they respect the characters. This hasn't respected anything. And to always constantly be claiming we have to hurry, we can't do a 1-for-1, we can't do a 1-for-3, we can't do this because we got 17,000 pages, 14 or 15 books if you include the prequel. We can't do it. We only have so much space. If you only have so much space, then how come you spend so much time in season 1 putting events on screen that never happened in the books? Slowing things down for sad Warder. Slowing things down so just we can get to the alphabet community sex scenes. Agenda, identity politics, woke, SJW nonsense. That's all they care about. They don't care about this. They never cared about making an actual show, and to show they have 50 to 60 episodes is what they're going to try and do. They never cared about telling the whole story accurately. That number right there shows you that they didn't care. They didn't care. They never fought for it. They never wanted to fight for it because everything to these people is just another vehicle for their woke, leftist, Marxist agenda. So don't have any hopes that season 2 is going to get better. It's only going to get worse. And me and the rest of the gentlemen that were on the live stream yesterday, we're going to continue to cover this and we're going to shine a light on the truth. And you stands, go sit in the corner and cry because we really don't care what you think. All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be appreciated. If you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Odyssey. I'm here to give you straightforward, honest takes, not here to be everybody's friend, here to earn your trust and support through that honesty. Hit the notification button, share my videos if you like what I'm preaching, and please comment. You don't have to agree with whatever I say. You can have a different opinion. That's just fine. Normal people can have different opinions, still find common ground and get along. We are not SJWs. We are not stands who are cowards behind keyboard. And as I said, I don't care what you think. I will never care what you think. And when we stop paying attention to you, when the world stops paying attention to you because you're pathetic, you have no power. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. I don't do Facebook. I will never do Twitter. If you want to reach out to me, just email me. It's purely for this channel. I will not miss your communication. Check me out at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS. Join me in conversations there, among many others. And I'm now on Odyssey @The Renaissance Nerd. Follow me there as well. Help us keep fighting to return escapism to entertainment. Thank you again for watching. See you next time.